Once we arrive on scene, the primary job of the driver is to get water to the hoses so that we can put water on the fire. The first thing we're going to do is when we arrive in, we're going to press the neutral button while our foot is on the brake and pull our brake. This is going to set the truck up so that we can put it into pump gear. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to pull this handle back, lower it into the central position, and then into the lower position. Then we're going to come up here and we'll press the drive gear. And what that does is that takes the truck from its drive mode into its pump mode. Now we're going to go outside of the truck and we're going to go to the pump panel and we'll show you how things go from there. Once we get out of the truck and we arrive at the pump panel, the first thing that we need to do is we need to pull what's called the tank to pump valve. This valve will pull straight out. What that does is that releases the water from the tank and puts it into the pump. It floods the pump with the water, and that allows us to then take that water and push it out through the hoses. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to figure out which one of these lines is going to get pulled. Usually by this time, the firefighters have already started to pull the line that they want to use that's most appropriate for the fire. We're going to help make sure that line is pulled all the way out, completely off the truck. We're going to get it what's called flaked out so that it's nice and straight and the water has nothing impeding it while it goes through. Then, by determining what one of the pre-connects we use, we're going to go ahead and we're going to pull that valve out. Once that valve is out, water starts to flood that line. Once it starts to flood the line, then we'll come to our throttle and we'll start to increase throttle to turn pressure. And how we know that's going is we can use the discharge to determine the amount of pressure by where the needle goes. We can also use whatever pre-connect. It also has a pressure gauge. This will be the overall pressure that we're putting out. This will be the pressure on the particular line. So if we have multiple lines off, we can determine each one having a different level of pressure. And how that is operated by is how far out or how far in we have the valve pushed and how much water we're allowing to go through the line at the time. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to come to the back of the truck. At the back of the truck, we're going to remove our 5-inch line. We're going to pull enough of it off so that we're able to bring it back around to the side of the truck. This is our main in-tank valve. We're going to put that line into our main intake. And once the hydrant is open and it starts to flood water through, then we're going to be able to relieve air pressure that's being pushed out. So all the air gets pushed out first so we don't have any air in the pump. Once this starts spraying straight water, we close this back off and then we open up our valve. Opening up this valve allows the water from the hydrant now to go directly into the pump. What we'll do at this point is we'll pull this line out. This is the tank fill. This allows the tank to refill itself. So if we have any problem with the hydrant whatsoever, we don't run out of water. We always have a full tank left. Once that's all done, we can push the tank to pump back in. So we'll have a full line. We have water coming in and we'll have water coming out. And then we just monitor it. The more levels the hose goes up, the more pressure it needs because it has what's called friction loss. So we have to make sure that we know how far the hose is going up or what distance it's going in order to determine how much extra pressure we need so that the tip pressure stays exactly the same for the firefighters.